Growing up, I didn't look up to my father. I carried resentment. He always felt distant, barely present, never warm. No hugs, no "I'm proud of you." My friends had dads who laughed, gave advice, showed up to games. Mine? He barely looked up from his plate. I used to wonder, how can someone live in the same house and still feel like a stranger? He wasn't angry. He didn't yell, but his silence filled the room like smoke. My mom carried every celebration, every hug, every bedtime story. And him? I never once heard him say, "I love you," not on her birthday, not even when she cried. She smiled through it, softly, like she was used to filling the space he left empty. One night, I asked her, "Why doesn't Dad show he loves us?" She just said, "He does, in his own way." But I didn't understand, not back then. As I got older, I stopped trying. What was the point? We barely spoke. When we did, it was out of necessity. Short, cold, transactional. He never called to check in, never asked if I was okay. I made a promise to myself. If I ever had kids, I'd be better. I'd be the dad mine never was. Then one winter, everything shifted. Mom called, her voice trembling. "It was a heart attack," she said. "He's in the hospital." I didn't feel love, just obligation. So I went, because I didn't know what else to do. He looked smaller than I remembered. Tired, fragile, but still wrapped in that same silence. The wall was thinner, but still there. While helping Mom clean up, I found a box tucked in their closet. Inside, old letters, faded documents in a foreign language, passports, and sun-worn photos. Streets I'd never seen, men in uniform, dust and shadows. It was like peeking into someone else's story. Only, it was his. My father had lived a life I knew nothing about. As I sat there, my mom quietly joined me. I held up a black and white photo of a young man. "That's your grandfather," she said. "Your dad's dad." Then with a pause, she added, "He died when your father was 16. After that, it was just him, his mother, and his little sister. The older ones had already left. He barely knew them. A 16-year-old boy, trying to hold up a whole family. At 19, he left his home to work construction overseas, for better pay. A place where he didn't speak the language, where the sun was relentless, where he lived in crowded dorms and sent every penny home. While his friends were in school, studying and laughing, he was building other people's lives. His own youth slipped quietly away. He saved for years to build a home. He trusted one of his older sisters to invest the money. But when he returned, it was all gone. The investment had failed. She had lost everything. Years of work, erased in a moment. And the year after, that same sister's son bought a house. No one said it out loud, but it was hard not to wonder. All my life, I thought he didn't care. That he was cold, distant, unloving. But maybe he just didn't know how to show it. Maybe he was never taught how. No one tucked him in. No one said, "I'm proud of you." So when it came time to love us, he gave what he had, a roof, a meal, a presence. Back then, it didn't feel like love, but maybe it was. I went to visit him again. This time, I didn't just stand at the door. I walked over and gently held his hand. He looked up at me and smiled. A soft, subtle smile, the first I'd ever seen from him. It didn't fix everything, but it was a beginning. I stopped waiting for an apology. I didn't need one. I understood. He wasn't the father I wished for, but he was the father I had. And the man he became was forged by struggles I never had to face. I spent years resenting the father I wanted and missing the one I had. Sometimes, Life gives us broken people, doing their best. And maybe forgiveness isn't about forgetting the past. It's about choosing to understand it. Because in the end, it's not the loudest love that shapes us. It's the quiet love that stayed, even when it didn't know how to speak. Thank you for listening to this story. If it touched you in any way, consider subscribing and share it with someone who might need it today. Until next time, remember, your story isn't over. The most meaningful chapters may still be ahead.